Okay, does this sound familiar to you? You've went to the interview, things went well, you feel very positive. But now 5, 7, 10 days or more have passed. Should you follow up? When should you follow up? Stay tuned because I'm going to answer that question for you and more in this video. So I get this question every day. Ebony, I had an interview and I don't know if I should follow up yet. Well, I'm going to answer that question for you because sometimes the question is, do I even need to follow up? If you're interested in finding out the answer, make sure that you like and subscribe to this video so that the next time a video comes out, you are the first to know. And stick around to the end so that I can tell you exactly how to get the ultimate interview guide so you no longer have to worry about anything when it comes to the interviewing process, because I'll have you covered. Hey there, corporate climbers. It is Ebony Joyce of nextlevelcareer.co. And on this channel, I help professionals just like you master the art of interviewing, develop a personal brand, and gain career clarity. So I'm going to address this in a two-part formula. First one being the recruiter. So we're going to address it from the recruiter's perspective first. And the reason why is because before you even get with the hiring manager, you typically meet with the recruiter who happens to be the gatekeeper and get you into the interview with the hiring manager. So the first thing you should do is send a thank you letter actually to the recruiter. And this should happen within the first 24 hours after the interview. Now, a lot of times the recruiter may not respond because they do have quite a workload when it comes to candidates and the amount of roles in which they're trying to fulfill. So you may not get a response. However, if you get a response, the recruiter typically will say to you, we are still interviewing candidates. We should follow up with you within the next 3 to 5 days, whatever that time frame is. So let's just say, for example, the recruiter said that they would get back to you on a Wednesday. I wouldn't follow up with the recruiter on Wednesday. I would give it at least an additional 24 hours because sometimes things happen, right? So I wouldn't follow up on Wednesday. I would follow up on a Thursday. So before we move on to the hiring manager, I want to know, what is your follow-up tip? And do you follow up after interviews? And if so, what is your time frame? Let me know in the comments below. So now that we've covered following up with the recruiter, let's talk about following up with the hiring manager. And the same rule does apply with sending the thank you letter or email within 24 hours. Same process. Now, again, the thank you may or may not get responded to because hiring managers are busy with the day-to-day work that they have. And the same thing applies to a follow-up. Hiring managers may not give you a great or an exact time on when you should follow up, and sometimes they don't respond to your emails. Now, I used to be a hiring manager, and so I'm going to give you the inside scoop. Whether it is a follow-up or a thank you, a lot of times I did not respond. And I know I'm a bad person, right? Okay, not really. But it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was really because time would get away from me and I was buried in emails. And sometimes, depending on the industry and the role in which you're applying for, hiring managers are advised not to respond to thank you emails or follow-up emails because not every candidate is going to send one, and they don't want to lead you on to think that you're going to get the role. And you're like, oh, well, we were going back and forth and they responded and I responded. And that leads you to think you're the right candidate, right? So for fair and equal opportunities, sometimes hiring managers will not apply. And that is the advice given to them by the recruiter. So if you don't get a response, do not be discouraged. It could just be part of their interviewing process. But if a hiring manager says, give me 5 business days, give them 5 business days. So again, for example, If they say they're going to follow up with you on Wednesday, you do not hear anything, don't follow up on Wednesday. Give them an extra day or two. I know you're anxious to start their new role, but you don't want to, be a pest or, just hassle them about the next steps in the interview. Give them a day or two, and if they have not, got back with you, then go ahead and send that follow-up. So now I mentioned to you that the answer about whether or not you should follow up depends. So what do I mean by that? Well, if when you follow up, you're going to send a generic follow-up message of any kind, then don't even worry about following up. However, if you're going to take the time to be thoughtful, you're going to reinforce your relevant experience, you're going to reinforce your interest in the role, and if you have met with multiple individuals, you're going to make each thank you or follow-up very specific to that particular person, then the answer is yes. Again, if you're just going to send a generic message, no one wants that. No one's going to read it. It is actually a waste of your time. But if you're going to be intentional in your follow-up, then yes, follow up with the hiring manager, recruiter, or anyone else who happens to be on your interviewing panel. Be sure to download the Ultimate Interviewing Guide. Make sure you share this video with someone else who may be going through the interviewing process. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.